Quality is not an act, it is a habit. There is no great genius without some touch of madness. Happiness depends upon ourselves. In all things of nature there is something of the marvelous. Pleasure in the job puts perfection in the work. Hope is a waking dream. The energy of the mind is the essence of life. A friend to all is a friend to none. Those that know, do. Those that understand, teach. Well begun is half done. Good habits formed at youth make all the difference. We make war that we may live in peace. The law is reason, free from passion. The soul never thinks without a picture. Wit is educated insolence. The secret to humor is surprise. Mothers are fonder than fathers of their children because they are more certain they are their own. Probable impossibilities are to be preferred to improbable possibilities. Change in all things is sweet. Education is an ornament in prosperity and a refuge in adversity. Wishing to be friends is quick work, but friendship is a slow ripening fruit. The end of labor is to gain leisure. My best friend is the man who in wishing me well wishes it for my sake. The whole is more than the sum of its parts. All paid jobs absorb and degrade the mind. Dignity does not consist in possessing honors, but in deserving them. Education is the best provision for old age. Democracy is when the indigent, and not the men of property, are the rulers. No excellent soul is exempt from a mixture of madness. We become just by performing just action, temperate by performing temperate actions, brave by performing brave action. Nature does nothing in vain. The one exclusive sign of thorough knowledge is the power of teaching. The virtue of justice consists in moderation, as regulated by wisdom. All human actions have one or more of these 7 causes: chance, nature, compulsions, habit, reason, passion, desire. There was never a genius without a tincture of madness. All virtue is summed up in dealing justly. If one way be better than another, that you may be sure is nature's way. Friendship is essentially a partnership. He who is to be a good ruler must have first been ruled. Without friends no one would choose to live, though he had all other goods. Bashfulness is an ornament to youth, but a reproach to old age. Temperance is a mean with regard to pleasures. Character may almost be called the most effective means of persuasion. The greatest virtues are those which are most useful to other persons. Men acquire a particular quality by constantly acting in a particular way. Courage is a mean with regard to fear and confidence. Of all the varieties of virtues, liberalism is the most beloved. Poetry is finer and more philosophical than history, for poetry expresses the universal, and history only the particular. Inferiors revolt in order that they may be equal, and equals that they may be superior. Such is the state of mind which creates revolutions. Even when laws have been written down, they ought not always to remain unaltered. No one loves the man whom he fears. Bring your desires down to your present means. Increase them only when your increased means permit. Those who excel in virtue have the best right of all to rebel, but then they are of all men the least inclined to do so. It is not once nor twice but times without number that the same ideas make their appearance in the world. Most people would rather give than get affection. Piety requires us to honor truth above our friends. Law is mind without reason. Misfortune shows those who are not really friends. Persuasion is clearly a sort of demonstration, since we are most fully persuaded when we consider a thing to have been demonstrated. No one would choose a friendless existence on condition of having all the other things in the world. No notice is taken of a little evil, but when it increases it strikes the eye.
Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe for more.